That's Henry Butler and a composition entitled Spring Jam. And he's in time for spring in this part of the world. He is a resident of New Orleans, a product of New Orleans, and a graduate of Michigan State University. And he has just notched up a number of credits in his career. Pianist, vocalist, supreme, and composer. He's going on stand in a matter of moments at the Artist Quarter in Lower Town, on the river, on the left bank of the Mississippi, in St. Paul, Minnesota, in a matter of moments. I've caught him off stage, and once again, Henry Butler, welcome into the Jazz Image in Minnesota Public Radio.
Good to be with you, Leigh.
We were talking earlier about a mentor of yours, Alvin Batiste, who is a part of that whole New Orleans tradition.
Yes, Alvin actually has influenced a lot of people on the jazz scene today, including Branford Marsalis, Wynton Marsalis, Donald Harrison, you may have heard that name, Terrence Blanchard, many of those people who spent a little time at Southern University, like I did in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And, of course, he also spent some time working at the New Orleans Center for the Creative Arts. He was the guy who actually got me hired for that job when I started teaching on the high school level, right out of Michigan State. He's influenced a large number of people in the southeast Louisiana scene. Many of those people, as I've mentioned, the Marsalises, have gone on to impact the national scene in jazz.
Henry, what is it in Alvin's leadership and character as a teacher that turns all of these people on, including you?
Well, he was a guy who didn't always espouse or talk about musical principles and just let them be isolated. In other words, he didn't just isolate musical principles. He actually taught that whatever you did in music, you had to find a way to use that in life. For instance, a scale is a series of things or a sequence of elements that could actually appear in life when you're dealing with everyday events. So if you had discipline in music, for instance, practicing, or if you learned how to sight read, or if you learned how to do any one thing, you could find a way to apply that in life and make it work. He had a Gestalt approach, I think, to everything. I think he really did believe in trying to tie in almost everything that you did in life, including music.
What particularly did he do for you?
Well, again, and I think I mentioned it before, he really was the guy that encouraged me to improvise. He was the guy that encouraged me to search for myself, basically, to find that inner self, or that inner being, and to work at developing that inner being. He was also like a father away from home, who gave, most of the time, I thought, good advice. And he also, Alvin also turned me on to McCoy Tyner, who I got a chance to hang out with quite a bit for a while when I was really trying to cop his style.
Henry Butler, thanks very much for describing the impact of Alvin Batiste on you and other musicians of the New Orleans area. And I just wish you the very best in this coming year. And I know tonight and tomorrow night are really very special for all of us out here. You're going to thaw us out.
Well, I'll tell you, I've really been enjoying St. Paul since I've been here. It's a wonderful city, and the people are just wonderful, and I'm really happy for all those people and grateful for all those people that brought me up, and hopefully we'll come back again soon.
Well, we look to you on stand here in about 20 minutes, and greet Kenny Horst and Billy Peterson, and just have a wonderful time.
They're fine musicians, and I certainly will do that.
We're 1,500 miles out of New Orleans, your home, up the Mississippi River here in St. Paul, Minnesota, on the left bank of the Mississippi.
Yes.
Have a good night.
Thank you very much.
Good night.
Good night, Leigh.